Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Now, I just want to basically have a little quick video of what recapping the Pop Flash tournament in NA. Obviously, as you can see, there's been some matches and a very one upset match I will be getting on to more in depth later. Obviously, I will be talking about first the roster of each team, how they are going, and my predictions for the playoffs and the decider matches. First of all, let's go over to the teams again. We have Team Solo Mid, the number one team in NA, but it maybe a little bit up in the air. Got T1, who with no Skadoodle, as he's gonna be taking a break to expand his agent pool. Sentinels, who's been looking very strong lately, currently around second or third in the best. Cloud9, who's been mainly in the midfield, around maybe fifth or sixth, or even fourth. Genji Esports kind of lacking, including Team Envy and Immortals, and the new team of Dignitas coming into Valorant for the first time. Now, for the players for Team Solomon, we have Rettlesea, Hazard, Wardell, Sub Rosa, and Drone. T1, we have Brax, AZK, Crashies, Food, and EIO, yeah, who's former from T1 Academy, but is going to be here just to fill in for Skadoodle. For the Sentinels, we have Shazam, Sick, Sinatra, Zoms, and Dapper. Cloud9, Tenzi, Relicies, Mitch, Shinobi, and Vice. Genji Esports, Efes, GMD, Honey, McKaylee, and Player 1. Team Envy, Aki's, Collapso, I actually don't know. FNS, Mame, and Caboose. Immortals, we got Collar, Gangsta, Asuna, JC Stanny, and Dice6, I don't know. And Dignitas, we got Sam, Def, Poisoned, Superman, and Shanks. Now, let's go to the matches and kind of the results for each for Group A and Group B. So the matches, the first was TSM versus Dignitas, and Dignitas pulled out possibly the biggest upset currently in Valorant, and with a 2-0 against the top NA team in Heaven and Bind. Next was Genji versus Cloud9, and Cloud9 does clutch it at the very end, while Genji wins split in the first map. And then we go on to the elimination match. So basically the matches between third and fourth, and TSM smashed Genji Esports. It was very close in Heaven, but does obviously clutch it out. In the winners match, Cloud9 wins and will be advancing to the playoffs with a 2-0 win, smashing Dignitas in Heaven, and almost kind of a good match in Ascent as well. And in the deciding match, whoever goes into the playoffs will be TSM versus Dignitas to see who would actually win. Group B is kind of just a different story. Sentinels just dominating, um, with a 2-0 win against Envy, and Immortals has a 2-0 win against T1, which definitely looks struggling, without an Opera Skadoodle. Team Envy gets the win over T1 after a very close game in Split, but does clutch it in Ascent and Heaven with a Killjoy. So I think this might be the first time that Killjoy was used. Not now, mine was in. So the first time we actually saw Killjoy was actually Genji vs Cloud9 in Ascent, and Envy did use Killjoy in Ascent. So it definitely looks like Killjoy is very good in Ascent, but not in any other maps. Even though T1 did use Killjoy in Split, and both teams used it in Haven. And in the winners match, Sentinels won against the Immortals for them to advance to the playoffs with no Killjoy in sight. And then in the deciding match, we have Envy versus Immortals. to see who will win there to go into the playoffs. Now, I'm gonna obviously make my predictions of who is going to win TSM or Dignitas in Group A. I think it's gonna be a very, very, very close match. I'm gonna say 2-1. I think it's gonna be TSM. I think TSM has definitely gone over the match, see how they went. I think Dignitas will put up a very, very good fight though. Maybe the win in the first or the second map. But I do think TSM will clutch it up with Wardell and Sub Rosa. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Sub Rosa. And I do think TSM is going to win it. Envy versus Immortals. I don't really know. Obviously, just depends on the map types. And Envy doesn't look too good in Heaven and Bind. Actually, no, they don't look that good in Bind, but look very good in Ascent and Heaven. Immortals look very good in Bind and Ascent. But obviously they lost in Bind and lost to Split. I think now I haven't watched any games with Team Envy and Immortals, so I'm just gonna go blindsided with this. I'm going to say Team Envy. I think Envy will get it. I think it's going to be a 2-0 against Immortals. Now, in the playoffs, who do I think is going to win it all? Well, if it's Cloud9, TSM, and then Sentinels and Team Envy, I think it's going to be a great grand finale. TSM versus Sentinels. And I do think Sentinels will clutch it with Sonata and Zoms, who have been just been crazy. I do think Sentinels is going to win it and get their first, um, yeah, just get their first championship or whatever. Yeah, just basically just get their first win, their first tournament win, um, ever, because TSM has won every single one until obviously today. Um, well, we'll just see. We'll just see if TSM is going to continue their streak, or if Dignitas is just going to ruin it by a crazy another big upset, and Dignitas will be in the playoffs. I will be definitely rooting for Dignitas in this, but I think TSM may clutch it up. And obviously, I think Envy is gonna just thrash Immortals. I don't think Immortals really has a chance, but it did look pretty good in the map differential. Yeah, I just want to look at the statistics. So average. So if FNS, who is in Team Envy, actually has the most kills, but I think also has the most deaths. And that one is actually Food, who has the most deaths in T1. So we do have to see, obviously, if like who's going to win it all. Obviously, Level Clash 2, that is going to be, I think that's going to be up. It's going to be up in an hour in my time. So the first match in Group A will be Ninjas in Pajamas versus Inferno, and then Rix.GG versus Giants Gaming. In Group B, it's going to be Team Liquid, for this, yeah, kind of like, well, made, versus Skade, and Bonk versus Prodigy. In Group C, we have G2 versus Valdonato. Yeah, oh, Valorando. There we go, Valorando. And Big versus Need More DM. In Group D, we have Fun Plus Phoenix versus Wave Esports and BBL Esports versus Angry Titans. Who do I think is gonna win? Group A, I think it's gonna be Ninjas in Pajamas, even looking kind of strong. This one, Rix.GG versus Giants Gaming, I haven't really watched a lot of matches with them, and also here's also the players, so you can kind of get an idea of who is playing with who. So those are the players, and I, I probably have to say maybe Giants Gaming. I think they're going to do well. I have no clue. I don't watch the European scene though. Group B, Liquid versus Skade. I think it's probably gonna be Liquid. Bonk versus Prodigy. I think Prodigy will have the upper edge. Bonk does with a full Swedish team. Maybe, I don't know. Group C, G2 versus Valorando. Oh, easily G2. G2 has been the best EU team in Valorant. Big versus need more DM, probably Big. BIG. I don't know. BIG was a Big. I have no clue. Fun Plus Phoenix versus Wave Esports. Probably Fun Plus Phoenix. And BBL Esports versus Angry Titans. Uh, Maybe BBL Esports. I think we'll probably get it. I don't know. I don't know what's the European scene. The Rise of Valor, which is the Australian tournament. Currently, there's no players or no teams. I don't think they have actually. No, they have SR yet. But Kanga Esports was announced to be coming into the Valorant scene. That's really cool. And there's and there's actually Dog, who was actually formerly Ninjas and Pajamas. And we got all the rest of the players. Oh, hey, Katie. Oh, he's in there. Which I can't be bothered. Dick Stacy. Yeah. And last chance qualifier. Fury's in it. Which is the way. Let's do that. Yeah. So now all the teams have been announced. Yeah, for Rise of Valor. That's gonna be on the 20, the 9th of the 20th. So 20th of 9th is gonna be in September the 20th. But from now, we're going to be focused mainly on the Pop Flash tournament in NA. I was going to see who's going to win against Society, against TSM versus Dignitas and Envy versus Immortals. Obviously, the second part I want to talk about in this video is how in the world did Dignitas beat TSM? Obviously, I didn't watch the match. I actually didn't know that the matches were going on. I think I should have maybe put it on my calendar so I would actually know, but can't be fucked, to be honest. Why the fuck would I do that shit? So I think Dignitas definitely, they saw that they're gonna be versing TSM and like, okay, we need to practice. Yeah, they grinded hard to get ready for their match. I think Shank is definitely going to be a prospect in the future of Valorant. Um, well, maybe like gonna be up to life with Sinatra and Wardell and Brax and Food, Crashies, Skadoodle, Zoms even. Like the really like the great players, Sub Rosa. Basically the great players in Valorant. I think he's going to be definitely one of them, and he will definitely make a name for himself. So I think Shank is definitely the one to thank to about. Um, It was actually announced late, like before, right before the event, but later than everyone else in the team of Dignitas. Uh, but yeah, I think also TSM did look very surprised and kind of look like was kind of all over the place. Didn't really look like TSM themselves. Obviously, they did bring it back and easily just smash Genji Esports, which I think Genji definitely looks like a very, very weak team, possibly the weakest team in NA. So I'm not really surprised about that, to be honest. Uh, Maybe T1 as well, but maybe with Skadoodle in the roster, I think they're going to do really, really well. Just depends, really. Um, but yeah, like I do think TSM has definitely practiced and grinded their way to become better compared to last matches. Yeah, compared to our last match against Dignitas, and now they're going to be versing again in the Sidem match, which I think is quite funny. Basically, what I'm trying to get over here is Dignitas definitely did their homework. They saw that they're versing TSM. They knew, they practiced, Shank popped off, everyone else popped off. Great positioning as well, great awareness from Dignitas. TSM, kind of a little bit all over the place, wasn't really themselves. Just acted, just was just surprised of how well Dignitas was and how prepared they were for them. So I think it's definitely going to be a good match. In my time, in Australian time, it is going to be in 6 hours, so it's going to be at 5 a.m. Oh god, I definitely can't watch that crap then. It's gonna be too fucking late for me. So also currently I'm also uploading the a Valorant gameplay with no mic, so there's no talking. It's just gameplay. Honestly, you just get to watch me just accidentally go not too bad. I know, it's shocking as well. I'm surprised as well. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys all later in the next video. Goodbye.